Now, evacuating your home in conditions such as we've seen would be simply horrific. But imagine trying to save the lives as well of hundreds of rare zoo animals. Well, that is exactly what the people at Mogo Zoo had to do, and they managed to do it. It is a heartwarming story at an absolutely appalling time of crisis.
It's supposed to look like this. But this is the moment one of Australia's most popular zoos came under threat.
By around 11 o'clock, the skies here were black and staff tell us that they could see bright orange flames just roaring over this hill here. Now, those staff were trying to do everything they could to try and save the Mogo Zoo and their prized animals that are housed just metres away.
Like, it was a scene out of a Holocaust movie, but we did well. Things started about 6 when we knew that it was going to be the day, I suppose. So preparations just went into action. We started wetting everywhere we possibly could around the zoo so there was no fuel. And we then started even catching the animals that we could catch to move to areas where we were planning to protect. So yeah, all systems go at 6.
Today things looked a lot calmer at Mogo Zoo, but there's still an air of urgency about the place.
The larger sort of dangerous animals like lions, tigers, gorillas, we put into their night houses, which they're used to, they're comfortable in, fed them, watered them, and then basically shut them away from it. Things like the giraffe and zebra, we gave full access to their paddocks, which meant they could put themselves where they felt comfortable. But now we still have over 200 animals that we still need to feed. We need to run refrigerators and freezers to make sure they're okay. And even our ability to move water around is often around water. So, yeah, electricity is a big one.
The keepers at this patch of paradise working around the clock to save not only these rare animals, but also their livelihoods.
You'll need the water on the back of the cruiser, plus grab the bags and, yeah, head down here, please.
The trouble certainly isn't over for places like Mogo Zoo. As you may be able to see behind me, there is smoke coming from just behind the zebra pen. Chad, who we've just been filming with, has had to leave suddenly to try and deal with that fire and extinguish those flames. We're also told that another spot fire has also broken out at the front of the property.
Zookeeper Chad Staples says they stand to lose up to $100,000 because they've had to shut their doors.
I think of answered prayer, and just an amazing amount of hard work, because when you then go outside of the zoo and look at what the town's gone through, it's horrendous.
It is a tourist destination. Do you think that this community is going to be able to recover?
Yes, of course. I mean, this is a beautiful area. The beaches and things on the south coast are amazing, but the people are what make it that way, and they're very resilient. Absolutely, it'll come back.
It looks almost like a ghost town, but this is the historic village of Mogo. And usually at this time of year, it's packed with hundreds, if not thousands, of holidaymakers. But early yesterday morning, that all changed when the local residents here received an urgent warning to get out while they could. And it's just as well they did, because within just a few hours, a ferocious fire tore through here from the northwest, obliterating everything in its path. All that left here, which was once a string of boutique shops, is a pile of smouldering, melted metal.
Well, I'm shattered. I'm absolutely shattered.
Peter has lived in this area most of his life. He was lucky, but many of his mates have lost everything.
Just to see them gone, and in such a devastating way, there's just the heat from this fire must have just been so incredibly hot,
This pile of rubble was once a gallery where the owners produced pottery while living in the historic house behind. Too distraught to appear on camera today, they returned to discover they've lost everything.
It would have gone up like a bomb, the whole place, That building would have caught fire, and those buildings would have caught fire. The church would have caught fire within a few minutes. Their house would have caught fire a couple of minutes later. It would have been that quick.
In their late 60s, the couple wasn't insured and will now have to start from scratch.
We're a really strong community. We'll do fundraisers, the whole town, each little pocket looks after everyone else, and we'll do our best. It's historic.
For so many here in Mogo, it's a waiting game, not only to return home, but to see if they even have a home to return to.
No one would have survived here, you know, you couldn't have been here.
What a tragic and devastating way to start a new year. And sadly, we are being warned that the death toll will probably rise and conditions are expected to worsen on the weekend, so we are not out of the woods yet.